Special guest this morning, it's Boyband Legend and arguably the best thing to come out of ITV's The Big Reunion. It's 911's frontman, Lee Brennan. Good morning to you, sir. First time around, in the late 90s, the trio sold 10 million records thanks to hits like Body Shaking, More Than a Woman, and a little bit more. Broke up, it was year 2000, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2000.
Broke up year 2000. But they've reunited now for the Big Reunion. And I suppose the obvious question is, are things better second time around?
I think they are, because we're a bit more mature, we're more responsible. Probably not, actually, but... yeah, and we've got nobody controlling us, I guess, so it's just enjoying it, I guess.
I mean, we were talking just before we came on air that the first time round, I think, and young people who think they want to be pop stars should listen to it. The first time around, you think it's going to go on forever, don't you? You
always... I think everybody thinks that. Yeah, you just think the money's going to go on forever, and then it suddenly hits you when it all stops, and you just... you know, depression, whatever, you drink and drugs, you might go through stuff like that, so it's difficult to find yourself after that.
It's the true survivors, the proper stars, are the ones that come out the other side.
Yeah, true. Yeah? And we're there.
You're there, you're there. Now, you've got more control of your destiny now, yeah?
Yeah.
In what sense?
Well, we haven't got a record label at the minute, and I guess we've got a management and stuff, but we'll do it the way we want to do it this time. If we want to make a record, we'll do it our own way. We'll do a lot more of the writing than we used to do, I guess. Just the main thing, though, we just want to enjoy every minute of it, because, you know, we've been given this platform again to sort of come back and do some huge shows, and I'm just going to enjoy every minute, basically.
Now, the big gig is coming up, isn't it? Tuesday.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Wow. It's been amazing. You know, all the bands rehearsed a few weeks back, and this weekend we start rehearsing again, and the gig on Tuesday in front of 4,000 fans is just going to be absolutely amazing, and I just hope we can remember our 90s dance moves. That's the biggest worry, the body shake, you know. We're getting old to do all that kind of stuff, but we'll be flipping around the stage still. So
and the tickets for this, they went out super fast, didn't they? It's Hammersmith Apollo, isn't it?
Hammersmith Apollo, it was like 4 or 5 minutes, it sold out, so we've now got a big arena tour in May, which tickets are on sale now as well, so it's great.
It's got to be exciting, isn't it?
I'm still in disbelief. I was in disbelief the first time round when I was in 911, I think, and this time, just to be doing what we're doing now, it's just
What did you do in the years in between then, the noughties?
Tried to find myself, I guess. It's same story which a lot of people talk about after being in a band. Got married, cat and a dog, had a few businesses, failed businesses, and that's it basically. Just getting back to normality and finding that balance within yourself, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Lee, you've also battled with cancer, so I mean that's amazing that you've. You know,
that was a lymphoma, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I had Hodgkin's disease when I was 9 and then 15.
So you had it twice?
Yeah, it twice. Yeah. So, yeah, it's funny how that childhood thing affects your adulthood as well in many ways, but I wasn't aware of it until after the band, when I hit depression and stuff, and you know I had counselling, and it came to light that from the cancer there was issues that I'd brought into the band and stuff about how I looked and stuff. I lost my hair back in the day, obviously, and stuff. So
it's quite a thing to go through it twice. I mean that's proper bad luck, really. Although I suppose the good thing is you come out the other side of it alive.
Yeah, I'm fit and healthy, that's the main thing now, so yeah.
Dan, something from you?
I didn't realise until I watched the programme, the reunion, that you were actually married to Lindsay from... Was it Lindsay?
Yeah, I'm still married. We're still married, but we're separated.
Oh, right, OK, you separated. So she was in Bewitched, and of course she's now back on the tour. So how's that been, working with her in that capacity again?
Do you know, we get on really well.
That's good to
hear.
You know,
I still love Lindsay. She's a great girl. We met back in the day on, like, the Smash Hits tours and stuff.
Is that right?
Yeah, I did, yeah. And they supported us before they released Sailor V. So, yeah. And we just... 13 years together we were, so we split up last year. Oh, but we get on great,
it's good to hear. Can I say as well, I mean... I'm told you're coming up to the big 4-0, is that right?
I am in September, yeah.
You've done all right, mate.
Wow.
And I'm only telling you that because I had my cataract removed last week, and everybody looks a little bit older. You've come out of this quite well.
I don't know what I've done. I think I just drink plenty of water.
And what, are you going to celebrate in a special way?
Yeah, I'm going to hopefully do a huge gig somewhere in London and get all the fans in there to have a party night with us, definitely.
Nice one.
I'd love to do that, yeah.
Nice one.
We'll have to go and gate crash.
Yeah, you guys are welcome to come, definitely.
Can I ask you something? It's just about 5.
Yeah.
What, are they still going to call themselves 5 when there's only 4 of them?
I think they are, yeah. I mean, at the minute on the programme, they're looking for a 5th member, aren't they? So on Tuesday at the gig, the fans will be able to see if they have or haven't found a fifth member. Who knows?
Listen, great to have you with us. Hope you enjoy the experience. And likewise.
This whole thing is just so sad, and you can't imagine what, in her mind, what she was thinking. And I just can't imagine anybody going through it. I mean, mental illness in itself, every mental illness is such a hard thing to deal with.
It is.
And I just think it's a really sad story. And you're right about the marketing, though. But I mean, looking at it from, you know, young girls look up to pop stars and stuff in magazines, obviously airbrushed, like you said, and that can trigger something in their minds to think, I need to lose so much weight, and then that becomes an illness over time, doesn't it? So.
911's charming Lee Brennan. He's currently stealing the show in the big reunion, ITV2, Thursday nights, 9 p.m. I will watch, I promise. Kevin O'Sullivan keeps nagging me to, I will. Still to come this morning, we're after your tales of being stuck with the ex, maybe in the same flat, perhaps in the same workplace. Is it as much fun as it sounds? 0207 173 5555. That's the number if you can bear to share. But first, it's over to you, Lee, for the headlines. What have you got for us?
OK, the first one, we've got the Daily Mail, and the headline is, Taxman names and shames small firms, while the corporate giants are still going unpunished. So it's basically naming and shaming people like hairdressers and it says here a coach operator listed by the HMRC.
But these are people who have nevertheless fiddled the tax man. They diddled him out of...
Defaulted between 20 and 50 grand.
Right.
But then
so they're not innocent, they're just maybe not as guilty as big corporations.
Yeah,
is that what you're
don't
saying?
pick on the little fella. Get after these big boys.
They've done something
Do you?
wrong. Yeah. I think everyone should be named. The article should be all about these people as well.
What about my human rights?
What are your human rights, though? You've just deferred to
Don't you
50 grand.
humiliate
You haven't
me.
got any rights.
Don't
I mean,
you
I'm
humiliate me.
going on the next list then, Anna. Jeez.
I can't make up my mind about it, actually, because I'm sort of indifferent about naming and shaming, but it does strike me. I'd much rather read about how big tax scams the big companies are doing, but of course then some of the tax scams aren't illegal, so they wouldn't necessarily be shamed of anything, isn't there? Yeah. OK, anything else?
OK, we've got, in The Guardian, we've got McAlpine drops the Twitter libel case to focus on Sally Bercow claim. And that is basically Lord McAlpine is dropping his legal pursuit of hundreds of Twitter users over false allegations linking him to child sex abuse. But he wants £25 from each of those.
Each one with more than 500 followers, isn't it? I think it's his cut-off
to go
mark.
to children in need.
Now, which is very magnanimous of him to choose a charity. He's also saying that whatever damages he extricates from Sally Bercow can go to a charity of her choice. But am I the only person who feels ever so slightly sorry for Sally? Because Sally she might have a lot of followers, I don't know, but she did... Maybe she has a position... I don't know, she's not an MP, she's just an ordinary person. She's married to the Speaker. Is she a case apart from everybody else? I feel it's almost like he's slightly picking on her, really.
She actually put out on Twitter before it was, you know, again.
But so did other people.
Yeah, they did, but
non-celebrities.
They retweeted it, didn't they, what she said, I think?
Yeah.
So what did she say different?
Well, I don't think we want to go down that route, really, but I mean, it was implications, shall we say? It was that she used what do you call them, emoticon type things.
I see.
And I think that was seen as slightly damning.
It's a blurry line, isn't it? What's implication and what's just passing on a rumour?
But lots of people on Twitter did drop Lord McAlpine wrongly in it. He's letting most of them off the hook, but going for Sally Bercow, and she's, to me, on paper at least, is no different from anybody else on Twitter. If she was an MP, then I might take a different view, but being married to an MP, no.
This is something that's got to be sorted out soon, hasn't it? Because if I went on Twitter today and I said, oh, apparently this celebrity I've heard did this, am I implicated for...
Yeah, you could be. You could be.
It's social media, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just as easy as, I mean, if you go into printing paper.
Well, except the difference is when I was working as a journalist, we had a team of lawyers who would run over everything you wrote to ensure that you didn't go around committing libels against people. But now everybody's a journalist, but nobody has lawyers to think.
I suppose more people read Twitter than newspapers.
Yeah.
Well, there's no one policing that. That's
OK, anyway, we'll leave that one for now. We're going to come back to Lord McAlpine in the form of the BBC, at least, in a bit.
OK, we'll move on to the next one. I don't know which paper this is, actually.
Independent, that.
It's the Independent, OK.
Oh, no, the I, sorry, yeah.
So this is about work scheme is failing long-term unemployed. The government spent between £3 and £5 billion trying to get long-term unemployment people back into work. And 3.6% is basically what they've managed to pull off in what was it? 10,000 people, 20 people were put back into...
10,000 people and 20 got
people.
jobs?
And it's £5 billion. What a waste of money. It's shocking, isn't it?
Jaw dropping. I read the headline, I didn't know the details. 20 out of 10,000.
That's right, yeah. Yeah.
I did hear there were quite strong restrictions placed on what jobs could actually be offered. And
so
it was
into that Costa Coffee place? That was
no, it's basically shelf stacking was what was on offer.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's 3.6%, but they were aiming for 9.2, so it's like, that's well below.
Poor.
And it's a lot of money.
OK, anything else?
We have, this is such a great story. This is about more than 200 this is Facebook of condolence. Strangers turn out for ex-Marine Jim.
Oh, I've heard about
I don't
this.
think he had any family and stuff, and somebody put a message out onto Facebook, and there was more than 200.
Wasn't it? I think it was a vicar heard about the story and flagged it up on Facebook.
You're right, it was a vicar, yeah. So for 200 people who didn't know the guy Jim to turn up to support his funeral.
And so these are all people who don't know him, but who feel that that an old soldier should be given a proper send-off. I think that is
it's amazing,
fantastic.
That's the power of social media, where it's
right on,
yeah.
right on. And in fact, the bikers I was reading about, they're the Royal British Legion Motorcycle Club, which I think is fantastic as well.
Yeah.
No, wonderful. And there's the gentleman.
It's a great story, like.
Yeah. Jim McConnell. Yeah. Nicely done.
And the last one we've got is it's in the Daily Mirror.
Oh, no, this is the salad one, yeah.
If you're eating your breakfast, put it down now. And this is about, steak and chips. Hubby finds a dead bird in a Tesco salad pack.
It's not very nice, is it? It's not very nice.
How did that get
Tesco said sorry. Tesco having a bit of a rough run this year, aren't they?
Yeah, problem going on there, isn't there?
I should just chip in, by the way, the horse meat scandal has taken another twist since we've been on air, with Bird's Eye now coming into the frame. They've withdrawn 3 ready meals, a spag bowl, shepherd's pie, beef lasagna, not because they found horse meat in it. They've identified horse meat in another product, a chilli, abroad, but I think there are some suspicions about the food, so I think they're just withdrawing it for tests. So there we go. Nicely done, Lee. Lee, he knows a bit about this. He's about to go on tour with his ex-wife, Lindsay, from Bewitched.
I still find it tough that we're not together. I mean, I guess if she rang me tomorrow and said, how do you fancy us getting back together again, I would. She's my wife, I love her, so... But reality says it's probably not going to happen. I feel a bit upset after that, watching that again.
Oh, so do I. But, as we've established at the beginning, you're cool with it. And I guess it's easier when you've got a relatively short tour than... I mean, I broke up with a girl I worked with on a newspaper, and we literally sat opposite each other for the next year.
Wow, that'll be intense.
We were quite friendly, so that was a plus, but it was still a bit odd.
I can imagine it being a nightmare, obviously, if you don't get on, but, you know, Lindsay and I, it was amicable. We both decided that we wanted the best for each other, and it was best to separate. Would you rather have not ended up on a tour together? It just brings it back to 12 years ago when we first met, because we met when we were both in bands, and this is the first time we've been put back in bands. So it does bring back that thing, because you're seeing the 4 girls from Bewitched together on the street, and ITV obviously had us working rehearsals on the same day, so we're next door to each other as well.
Does it not depend on whether either of you are with anyone else now? So if you saw her with someone or she saw you with someone, would that then become
that would be difficult?
Yeah.
From my point of view, that would be difficult, seeing her with somebody. But I know I don't think she's seen him. Who knows? I'm not seeing anybody. But yeah, it would be very difficult, that,
Better that. Would you let yours grow out more?
Definitely not.
Have you ever gone for it at all?
You know, I couldn't grow any facial hair until I was about 27. So
at least you started at 27.
And it's like, I was clean cut obviously back in the day, but now I just want to feel like I'm a bit more of a man. Even if I look at 12.
Can you understand why John Lewis has picked a bloke like that to front their men's fashion range? Do you think having somebody who looks like a boho or a gentleman of the road, do we think that's...
I can see why they choose it.
I mean, he's a good-looking bloke, but it's just the beard that puts me off.
It's trendy and stuff like that.
Now, first of all, I want to thank you, Lee, for coming in here.
Thank you, Matthew. Thanks for having me.
It's fantastic to see you getting a second lease to life, and I know that you're enjoying it so much more than the first time, and I hope it goes on and on and on for you.
Thank you very much.
And best of luck with the gig. It's Tuesday night, the Apollo. And don't miss him and the lads on the big reunion, Thursday nights, 9 p.m, ITV2.